Hey everyone's Jackal Wolf back in SkyFactory 4, but you know what? I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I was recently looking through some of my older SkyFactory 4 videos, and I noticed that the first one was released back in June of 2018. That means that SkyFactory 4 is now over 4 years old, and that seems absolutely crazy to me. I mean, I've played a lot of modded Minecraft, and there's a lot of really great newer mod packs out there with some great updated mods, much newer versions. But for some reason, I keep finding myself coming back to play SkyFactory 4. So that got me questioning, what is it that keeps me coming back to this mod pack? To put it simply, the question is SkyFactory 4 still worth it? And that's what I'm going to answer in this video. But what does that mean for you? Is SkyFactory 4 something that you've played in the past and are thinking about playing again? Or are you new to mods and modded Minecraft and you're looking for a solid pack to play? So to determine if this pack is still worth playing, I've come up with 4 different metrics to try and quantify how good this pack still is. And yes, this is in my humble opinion only. So if you disagree with a rating or you have your own metric, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. But before we get started, now would be a great time to click on that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted every time I post a new video to my channel. Also, if you're enjoying my content and you're looking for ways to support the channel, click on the join button down below. Check out all the perks I got available for my community members. There's a lot of really cool stuff there. Alternately, you can check out my Patreon page. The link is down below in the description. But enough about that. Let's get back to this video. Now, the first thing I want to look at is mods. This is modded Minecraft, and the mods used are a very important part of the pack. SkyFactory 4 boasts 203 mods, which puts it on the beefier side of the mod pack world. It's not a behemoth that's going to eat up your memory, but it's definitely more than a quality of life pack. That said, the number of mods by itself doesn't tell us a lot. It's the quality of mods and how they work together that matter the most. In that, SkyFactory 4 has really excelled. It has managed to mesh together some great classic mods like Tinker's Construct with much newer mods, or at least at the time the pack was released, like the Sky Orchards. In fact, if you don't know much about the history of SkyFactory 4, Sky Orchards was actually created just for this pack. Since then, it's made a bunch of appearances in different packs, though for this one here, it is definitely the backbone. 2 other great mods that this pack introduced, at least to me, are the Carry mod and the Forgiving Void mod. These are 2 mods that have been added to my essential list, which I test for in every new pack that I play. Here's the downside. SkyFactory 4 was created in Minecraft version 1.12, which at the time was already bordering on being an older version. That means the majority of mods are quite dated by today's standards, with many of them having been improved with new features and abilities. As well, early gameplay is dominated by the Sky Orchard pack, which limits you in your methods for gathering resources. If I have one complaint about SkyFactory 4's progression, is that often there's only one way to produce a resource, especially early on in the game. Not that this is uncommon, just that this is something that its predecessor SkyFactory 3 did very well. But all in all, SkyFactory 4's mod list is substantial. It includes some great mods that have been integrated together very well with some solidly put together progression. With the only downside being the age of the mods, I feel that I have to give this pack a solid 4 chickens out of 5 when it comes to the mods. Next up, we have world type. Now, SkyFactory 4 is primarily a skyblock style mod pack. That means you start on a small island over a void with a tree, maybe a few starting items. Everything is created from these initial resources. Between skyblock packs, this varies very little, and the similarity can be off-putting if you're not a fan of this game type. In this case, where SkyFactory 4 shines is in its multiple world type options. And by multiple, I mean a lot. There are 39 different world types available to play, and while most of them conform to the standard skyblock style, a number of them offer a very unique game experience. If you're looking for a more vanilla experience, there's the default world or the large biomes, while worlds like Chunk Norris or Sky Village sort of split the difference. If you're looking for a challenge, I recommend the Sky Grid or the Compact Sky world types. And the great thing is, I can keep going on and on here. I've played this pack for over 4 years now, and I've not even come close to having played all of the world types. Now, this puts us in a very unique position. I personally have not come across a mod pack that offers such a variety of world types. The closest I can think of might have had 10, and even then, they are all very similar. And do not approach this level of choice. That said, I'm going to have to give SkyFactory 4 a 6 out of 5 chickens in this category, as it truly stands alone. by itself, this is reason enough to play this pack over and over again. From here, what I want to look at is the advancement or quest guide. This basically serves as both a tutorial and roadmap for progressing through the mod pack. Previous to SkyFactory 4, these tended to be very vague, and they might even be better called suggestions. And while SkyFactory 4 might not have been the first mod pack with an intricate advancement book, it does boast a solidly built one. Broken down into chapters, it does a very good job of leading the player through the Sky Orchard processes, which at the time was a very new and unique mod. After the first chapter, the game opens up a bit and you can pick and choose where you want to go, but, and this is key, this is not a game that is on rails, so to speak. The guide is just that, a guide. Once you know the basics, you can easily forge your own path forward by relying on the JEI to reverse engineer any required resources or materials, or to just sort of explore on your own. Now, one thing the advancement book is missing is a physical reward system that is available in a number of other packs. And I know this is very controversial, as not everyone likes a quest reward system. And I have to admit that there are packs out there that I would consider to be broken because of it. But alternately, there are packs out there that do it very well with a scaled set of resources or the gifting of necessary tools to progress. Regardless, the only reward system present in SkyFactory 4's guide is the prestige point system. We'll get a little bit deeper to that in the next segment, but from the perspective of the advancement book, completing specific advancement tabs awards prestige points, but only if that challenge system is turned on. So they don't apply to the average gameplay, and once you're past your first few points, there are much easier ways to gather them than completing the tabs in the advancement book. So to recap, SkyFactory 4 has a fairly comprehensive advancement book, which doesn't lead you around by the nose, but it does a great job of introducing you to the Sky Orchards mod, which is the primary method of gathering resources. And in the end, it doesn't have a viable reward system, which may or may not be a good thing. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 chickens here, though I suspect out of all of the ratings so far, this is the one that might generate the most comments. Finally, we're on the last metric, replayability. This is sort of an all-encompassing score that takes into account the previous 3 results and adds in anything else that might not fall under one of the other categories. If a pack is very linear or there's not a lot of variety in the gameplay, then it's not likely that someone's going to want to play it multiple times. I've already mentioned that my one complaint for SkyFactory 4 has been that there are really no other early game options to generate resources except by the Sky Orchard mod pack. This is not a unique problem to the pack, and it can probably be said about most Skyblock style packs. So what does SkyFactory 4 offer to help offset this inherently negative feature? Well, we've already talked about the multiple world types. Of the 39, more than a few require you to really switch up your gameplay. This by itself should be reason enough to give SkyFactory 4 another try. Beyond that, this pack also includes an optional challenge mode referred to as Prestige. Enabling this option on the world creation screen locks certain abilities and technologies behind a point system. So things you start with in a regular world, like ore excavation or the ability to craft hopping bonsais, needs to be unlocked by prestige points, which are generated by completing achievement tabs, and then later by running a parabox. Where this gets even better is that these prestige points can be carried with you between worlds, meaning that every time you restart a world, you start with any unlocked perks, giving you a much easier time. Taken all together, I feel that this earns SkyFactory 4 a solid 5 out of 5 chickens for replayability. No matter how many times you've played this pack, there's always going to be some new aspect for you to explore. So that brings us back to our original question. Is SkyFactory 4 still worth it? Ultimately, that's going to be up to you to decide, but from my perspective, I feel like it still has a lot to offer, whether you're a new modded Minecraft player or you're looking to have another go at it. Once again, don't forget to let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with any of these rankings. As well, let me know if you want to see any more of these Is It Worth It videos about Minecraft mod packs. But that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.